Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit or Zavi here, back again with My Hero Academia, and we finally hit the finale of Season 4, and I'm excited because it's going to be Endeavour going up against a Nomu, and not just any Nomu, but a one called High End. Now, I'm guessing it's called that because it has things that obviously other Nomus do not have, like the ability to talk, for example, which is kind of freaking me out because we've never seen one talk, and the whole thing with a Nomu is that it's basically just like, you know, like countless like quirks have just been like, you know, stuffed into them to the point where their brain is essentially just mush, and you know what I mean, they're unable to function, only really take orders. But this one can talk, so you know the likelihood of it being more powerful than the first Nomu that we ever saw that went up against All Might, I'm guessing it's going to be more powerful. You know, and it's just one of those things of like weighing up the power difference, you know. But I think it's just a case of like Endeavor's ability to like incinerate those like cells so that they can't regenerate is a big deal, and I'm sure that he's going to obviously use that to his advantage here, as he knows that they can regenerate. So you know, we'll just have to wait and see. We've got Hawks, who last episode we got a whole boatload of information because obviously we'd never seen him before, and I think last episode was a great introduction to his character. Like, it just laid out everything there with him, and I just get a great understanding of his character. So yeah, I'm really liking Hawks, and he's going to be like running support, basically getting everyone out of the way and stuff like that while Endeavour takes on this Nomu. So yeah, I'm excited. I don't think there's anything else to really talk about. I think we're just going to get into it and see what we get. So yeah, if you do want to watch the actual reaction, the 10-minute version, the link is in the description below. There's also a link to the full length there. If you do want access to that and not just the 10-minute version, then you can do. You know, it's all there for you. But yeah, nothing else to really talk about. So let's get into the finale of Season 4 of My Hero Academia and see what we get. Let's go. Wow, what a fucking what a final episode that was, man. Christ, I just wasn't ready for it. My facial structure has changed from that fucking episode. Like, my blood was rushing around in my face. I've had that happen before when like I've been like exercising, like if I've been out and like I've gotten to a point where like I have to keep pushing and exercise, and like it's like my face just like seizes up and like I can't move my mouth properly. And I don't know how an episode managed to make me do that, because I didn't even have that in like I haven't had that in any other episode. That was insane. Fucking hell. I tell you what. Fucking who the fuck is Endeavor's voice actor? Because Jesus Christ. That, like, fucking hell. I think that may have been the best voice acting I've heard in this show so far, and that's hard to fucking to take that. It's hard to, because there's so much fucking there's so much good voice acting in this show, you know. What the fuck? Trying to find his name on. I mean, Christopher Sabat's in this, you know, and I think like the voice actor for Endeavour, like that was just like next level stuff. Props to that guy. God, there's so many characters in My Hero, man. Come on. Where is the guy, man? I just want to give him props. I should have really just fucking wrote. I could have just typed in Endeavour, really, couldn't I? Here we go. Patrick Seitz? Sites? I don't know how you pronounce that, but dude, well fucking done. Well done. That was nuts. Well fucking done, man. That. God. I mean, you had to expect something was going to go down when the first scene of the show is or the episode is the Todoroki family, basically the brother and the sister going to see their mother, and you have the whole thing of like, you know, he's like, you know, he's trying to change. You have the mother who's basically protecting Endeavor after everything that's sort of happened, you know. And yeah, this was fantastic. Like the culmination of having Endeavor go up against, you know, a Nomu, that at the end it made all the fucking sense in the world. Like, you know, an abomination of, like, you know, multiple quirks, and Endeavor realizing that, and it's like, it's symbolic, the fact that he's essentially destroying that, not just that Nomu, but that part of himself, you know. And like, it's a full-on change from now on. Like, oh, everything from that, like, you know, it's not just a case of him, like, his family feeling that, watching it all unfold, but like Endeavor, like, doing that, like, you know, for himself, and being self-aware enough to understand that that's, you know, like, like, it's just, I have to change. And Todoroki at the end, I love Todoroki's stance. I love the fact that he's like, because he was standing, you know, all the way throughout that entire fight, and then once it was over, like, you know, it's like he had to take a breath, you know, and take a seat, and he's like that, you know. It's the kind of it's the kind of thing you do when you're like, it's like relief, you know. So it's that thing of like, finally we're on, you know, the Todoroki family can now, you know, move on from all that that happened in the past. So yeah, I'm just outstanding, really, from start to finish. The quality of animation in this show never fucking ceases to amaze. You know, like the heat, and like the animated, like, literal heat waves that, like, you know, his fire was just giving off. It's like you could feel it, you know, like, you see, this is why I love anime, you know. This is why I love anime. And I've told people a bunch of times that I'm not really a manga reader, because I personally love the culmination of every form of art just coming together to make, like, a beautiful piece of work. And the quality of the animation, the voice acting, the sound effects, you know what I mean, the music, everything just culminated in that. And that's something that, like, you can't experience with a manga, you know. I'm not, you know, completely, like, you know, shutting down all manga readers. Oh, it's just like, you know, I'm not doing that. If you know, it has its you know, it has its place, of course, you know what I mean. And a lot of people say that, you know, manga's better all around, you know. But just from like my opinion, like, that is an experience that you just cannot get from, like, a manga, you know, where everything just culminates to a, like, to where it's just it's on a wavelength that is insane, man. Like, it's pure adrenaline. Like, that must have been what it was that just caused my face to fucking spasm. Just pure, like, adrenaline, blood rushing around. Like, what the fuck is going on? I've never fucking, I don't know if I've ever experienced that in any anime, let alone just this show, you know. Christ alive. It's another one of those episodes where it's just like, I want to talk about other stuff, but, like, I feel like I just need to sit and, like, just appreciate what I've just watched, like, just sit in awe, you know. So apologies if I'm wasting your time a bit, you know, and you want me to get the stuff, but I mean, yeah, Unbelievable. I love this show. I fucking love this show to bits. Like I can't express enough like how much I just love this fucking show. Like, you know, I was talking to somebody, or did I mean, I must have. I was talking about, like, to people about how shonen can be like, you know, like it's like there was a gap, at least for me. You know what I mean? Other people may say different, but there was like kind of like a gap of sort of shonen anime where I was like basically where I was watching anime. The last real shonen I watched before this would have been Bleach, so you're talking a long time ago. Um, you know, and then from then on, I mean, I've said this before. I'm sure I've said this in the show, but you know, like this was the show that got me back into anime again. You know, like it was just a case of like this. I've said it countless times before. This show brings back like all of those like feelings and like emotions and everything that I got back from that old school class of shonen. You know, which I feel like it hasn't really had. You could talk about like obviously Hunter x Hunter, you know, 2011, you know, but I mean I kind of don't count that as just being a thing because it's like, well, there was the 99 version, you know, it was a story from back then essentially put in this form. But I mean, well, as you all know, like I got back in that My Hero anyway first, and then I watched Hunter x Hunter much later. But you know, it's like, oh man. It's just crazy, isn't it? It's just nuts. I don't know how long we're going to have to wait for fucking season 5 now. We don't have a release date or anything, do we? I don't think we do. They were on every year, but, you know, like now that we've got, like, you know, with the pandemic and everything like that, I don't know how much has been halted. We could be looking at, like, another year before season 5 starts. Which is fine. I mean, as long as the fucking, you know, the quality content, the quality storytelling, the quality animation, as long as it just keeps fucking, you know, keeps heading at that pace, you know, I'll forever love this show until the fucking quality drops off, you know. And even then, I'll still just hold it in high praise because I feel like, you know, for 4 seasons, it's just, and I'm still. I just love this show. I just love it. All right, we'll get into the other stuff because I think I've sat here in awe for long enough. So yeah, I mean the amazing OST. We had a couple of new ones. I think the one in the beginning is kind of like an alternative to another OST. I think, but I'm sure it's different because I'm pretty sure I've never heard that version before. And then it was just after the opening, I believe. There was one there, you know, so I'm going to have to add those to my fucking playlist, because, again, this show, in terms of its quality, is, like, fucking insane. You know what I mean? Like, consistent, great soundtrack, consistent, great animation, consistent, great voice acting, you know. Fucking hell. Phew, yeah, so there was the other kid. I'm not going to look because I've got it on a bloody. Should we talk about this first? We'll talk about this first. Okay, so I've got this up because it's the previous Whole as of One for All. Now I assume that All Might isn't there because he's still alive. And this is like a more spiritual kind of thing that's come across. I mean, it's interesting because that sort of black mass that is over Deku, it's interesting in a way. And I don't know what that symbolizes, why that's over Deku. I don't know if that's like All Might, because All Might's still around, so therefore there's like that in there. I don't know if that's like how much One for All is like, you know, like sort of situated in his body, so it's not like full, but it's, you know, I don't know. I don't know what that is supposed to really kind of symbolize, you know. But yeah, I mean, we can see some of them. We can see up to like 4 other ones that like, you know, and the fourth one is like, that's a bit of a stretch because you know what I mean. It's like we can just barely make them out. And then in the back there, there's you know, shadows that are just too far away to even see. But yeah, I mean, it's cool that he gets to see these. That guy in the red's got a fucking hell of a chin. That's a crimson chin, that, and he's red, so it works out. The guy before him, he's interesting. He looks young. You know, and it's a thing of like, I assume, well, obviously, I think this is like when they died, you know, like this is what they were at, you know, so the one before him, the guy in purple, looks cool. I love this like little fucking, I don't know what it is, marking thing that he's got coming down here. And then the yellow one, like that looks like All Might, you know, and even like, you know, I know that they have this sort of color combination thing that they have with the previous holders of One for All, you know, but there seems to be a lot of purple, and I don't know if I can't remember that. It's like when they go through the, you know, like it looks like a star field kind of thing, right, and it hits all of the One for All holders. We've seen that visual multiple times. But fucking what's her name, Shimera, Nana Shimera, that's it. She's purple, you know, and All Might's yellow, you know. So I know there's like a colour match thing here, but I mean, if we're going by colour matching, that means that Shimera's purple, the guy with the marking's purple, and it looks like there's a guy that, like further on that's purple, although that could be pink. Not that all of this matters, you know. I'm just kind of, you know, pointing it out, but it's like, you know, I don't know if it has any real correlation to anything regarding the power that they had and then passed down, you know. I don't know. It'll be interesting if we ever get into that, like the whole thing of, because a power is stored and then passed on, like, you know, because all we've heard is that All Might was quirkless, right? We don't know the ins and outs of the previous ones. I assume not all of them were quirkless, you know, because that would be insane if that was the case. And also the fact of like, well, there must have been something at some point, because I mean, they've got the power. If each one of them, if every single one of them was quirkless, then it would be nothing at the end, wouldn't it? So, like the obviously the culmination of their power is very wind pressurey. So it would be interesting to see like who added that and what the other ones had to make One for All what it is now. You know, like it would be interesting if Deku figured out something that, you know, like that allowed him to use another facet of One for All at some point, you know. But yeah, it was interesting. We'll had the brother as well speak to Deku. You know, we got it like actually in color. The only time we've ever seen that scene before was back when All Might was talking about it as like just like a story of what had happened, you know, and it was like very sort of faded and whatnot. We didn't really see All for One there, but now we know that he has like that like white hair and whatnot. But yeah, the brother that had the you know, the stockpile quirk, he he didn't have the stockpile quirk, did he? Or was it the pass on quirks? I think it was one of the two anyway. But yeah, he spoke to Deku, and you know, so you're the ninth holder. Yeah, and I mean, I talked about it like this. It's the exact same thing that happened back in season 2 when he was mind controlled, right? And he was about to walk out the ring, and they like all came to him or whatever, and it's like it activated itself, you know. And the same happened here when he obviously broke the window, and it's like when he's looking at his hand and it's like activated, you know. But so, you know, I don't know. Again, like the interesting thing about this little scene is the black mist, and I'm trying to think like what could it symbolize. The only thing I've got is that that's how much like One for All is embedded within Deku. Like it's, you know, and it's not full, but I don't know. Really don't know. Fuck it, we'll leave it. If I come up with any other theories before season 5, then, you know, I'll let you know at a point. But yeah, I mean, we've got another kid anyway with the family of Todoroki that I'm gonna have to just try and fucking find, because this is gonna be tough to find this little scene. Because yeah, there was another kid that just hasn't been, we haven't seen as an older version of, right? Like, fuck, where is it? It's so tough to find, man. And I mean, my theory still stands that that's Dabi, right? Apologies for what I really should have done. Oh, well, yeah, I couldn't, because I had to get the screen up for the previous haulers of bloody One for All. But if it was going to be this hard to find, I should have brought this one up first, really, shouldn't I? You know, I guess I'll talk about something else. I'm trying to find it. So yeah, I mean, I love the fact that Hawks was like just in pure support mode. I don't know if people died in this, you know what I mean? Because at the towards the beginning, when Hawks was like, I can't save everyone, I was expecting there to be casualties, and like we could clearly see casualties, you know. But there was nothing mentioned, so I mean, we can only hope, right? But I went way too far. Fucking hell, was it this far back? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think my I think my theory on that I had last episode about Dark Shadow and having something with this Nomu, like something similar, that kind of, yeah, that went out the window. It's not the same, is it? Because I mean, the one look that we did get at it in episode 4, I was like, it's similar, like, you know, it's like a shadowy thing. And also the one that I didn't mention as well was fucking, what's his name? The League of Villains Mist guy that got caught, because it's similar to him as well, like a shadow that the eyes are like purely lit up. And maybe, fuck's sake, maybe there's like one at the beginning, because that I don't know. Trying to fucking find this anyway. You know what, it doesn't matter. I'm sure you know, right? There's another kid there, right, that is like Dabi's fucking hair, you know. I'll just put in Dabi. Here we go. Right. Yeah, it's like Dabi's hair. Although Dabi's hair is black. You know, but I guess that just could be fucking, you know, dyed, whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's another kid standing there that we haven't seen in older form. You know what I mean? Like in an older version of them. So you know, the theory still stands that that's Dabi for me. You know, and I don't know. Like, I mean, we haven't heard the other siblings talk about him, which is interesting. I mean, I love the fact though that we did get them at the beginning talking about the whole situation, you know, because it was never talked about before. And even these siblings like talking to the mother as well, just getting like more of that family dynamic kind of thing, because up until now it's only been Shoto, Endeavor, and you know, we haven't really seen the mother, right? We never actually heard her talk outside of the flashback in season 2. So you know, it's nice to see all that. Oh god, I mean, yeah, I love the fact that at the end it was just like a clear, like, it was just not a carbon copy, but I think it was done on purpose to have Endeavor standing there the same way All Might was during the Camino Ward thing against All for One, because it's, you know, it was comparing those two things in the show anyway, and it was feeling that kind of it was that kind of detrimental situation, you know. And I think because of the whole thing of being at a symbol piece, and you know, Endeavour gonna have to literally become the number one, and you know, make people feel safe. That was, you know, it has to feel like that is a true sort of thing. So I think having it be the same as with All Might is a, you know, it's a symbolic kind of thing. So, you know, I really love that. Him going plus ultra was, God, man, I'll never get over that voice acting. It was nuts. You know, that's the kind of thing that just makes me happy that I decided to do the dub version. You know, obviously I haven't seen the sub yet, so I don't know what that's like. But I mean, come on, like, you can't tell me that was not unreal. That the fan called Tamada as well. I don't know if the footage in the reaction will show the subtitles, but it said that his name was Tamada. So it was the fan from last episode that basically was like, the older Endeavour was cooler, you know? I like the fact that he came back in this episode to basically, like, you know what I mean? Like, he was risking his life by staying there as a part of, and not running, you know what I mean? But he stayed there and defended Endeavour, and you know, and while everyone else was like in a state of panic, not knowing what the fuck was going on, right? Like, kind of doubting him in a way, right? And and the fan is like standing there, basically saying like, you know, what do you mean? Like, he's up there fighting for us. Look, you can see his flames. But yeah, that was really, really, really cool. I love the fact. So yeah, he can kind of jet propel with his flames. You know, which I guess can only be used in like certain situations, because the more that he uses it, like, the more that he overheats, you know. And I love the fact that was like talked about as well, because I mean, the whole thing with Todoroki is that because he does have that perfect balance, he can offset the heat with his cold and vice versa, you know. Whereas with Endeavour, it's been a case of, like, you know, overheating. So I think he brought that up before in was it like season 3 or something? I don't know. I remember him bringing it up before, but you know, so yeah, he can like sort of jet propel. I love Hawk's support, like, by getting feathers behind him and giving him an extra bit of, you know, like, propelling him forward. That was really cool. And just like, again, Hawk's being that like pure support guy, like, you know, keeping him, you know, like steadying the sort of ship from behind. You know, I just thought it was just really fucking cool. And having I mean, we literally got there number 1 and number 2 team up, you know, which is something we never got when All Might was there. So, I mean, well, we kind of did, I suppose. It was very quick, though, in Season 3, wasn't it, with the All for One fight. But that, like, this one was just pure, like, them together in the air, just, like, you know, like, Endeavour being the physical force attacking the thing, and Hawks being the support from the side. I just really loved it, you know what I mean? I think that'll probably be the last time they ever team up, because, I mean, Hawks literally said that, right? He just said this, you know, let's team up tomorrow for one thing. And I think it was just a team up to, like, it wasn't meant to turn into this. It was just so that they could have, like, you know, they could have a talk, you know, but yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, speaking of, I mean, this is pretty much all I've got now. Speaking of Hawks, the thing that he was doing in the, like, when he was in the building and he was like sensing them, I recall in the ending there is it's obviously showing like them when they were kids, right? And Hawks has a blindfold, so that must have been what he was learning at that point, like, to sense people without the use of sight. You know, so like, obviously, you know, using it in tandem with the fact that he can just control his feathers is just amazing. You know, it's no wonder that he's so good. Because, I mean, that was when he was like, it looked like he was like, he could have been 6 years old, you know, if that in that like little picture where he's learning that, you know. So yeah, that's really cool. Again, like I love the fact of like quirks having sort of downsides and stuff, and the fact is like the more that he uses more of his feathers, the less, you know, it's harder to fly, of course. I just love the fact that they pick, like they just slip it in there, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, because that would make sense, you know. So I just love all the shit like that. But yeah, I mean that's all I've got. I'm just in a state of awe, and I can't believe what I just witnessed, and I'm gonna have to like just, I don't know, go and plonk my head in like an ice cold bath and cool down, because that fucking, it got me just up a height. You know, I'm overheating now, fucking hell, Jesus, I'm being incinerated from the inside. But yeah, that was absolutely incredible. So that's it, season 4 over and done with. So we'll get back in season 5, whenever that is. But you know, if you want to watch all my other stuff, then you know, go have a look, see what there is there, see if you're interested in any of it. I've done a lot of shows now, you know, so there's bound to be, you know, other ones there that you can go look at. But yeah, I mean, I hope you enjoyed my reactions to season 4. I definitely enjoyed them. And I can't wait for season 5. But that is all I got. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below I have links to certain things. One of them is the Discord, so you can get yourself over there if you wish. And I also have a Patreon page as well, so if you do want to support me on Patreon, that'd be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers and rewards there, like early access, $5 a month gives you access to shows a week early. Full length, $10, that will give you access to the full, you know, uncut reaction. And there are other tiers where you can pay to have a show reacted to as well. So if you want me to react to a show, go have a look at those tiers and see what they offer. But that was all I got, so thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.